Hello my Owlettes, how are you guys doing today? I am so excited to be here. I have a new project. Well, it's one that I showed you guys a while back, I believe. I think I even did like a Instagram reel on how I made it, but I wanted to do a longer video, and it's making one of these little, I call them like a journal, or you can call them like a journal sleeve or book sleeve. This is the one that I made for when I went on my last trip to Vermont. I still haven't finished documenting it, but it's still in here, so I'm going to be, I want to be doing that this year is my goal. But right now we're right in the smack dab at all the Christmas festivities, so this is going to have to, this will wait, this will be. But I want to make a sleeve for a new journal, for an upcoming, you know, for the new journal for the season. I really am geared towards like the point, you know, I've been, this last kit for November was Stopping by Woods, which is based on a Robert Frost poem. And so I really am kind of getting like, I want to do this like woodsy type. I still want to have like some plaids in it, but I want to also be able to stretch it into beyond Christmas. So although I want to make it Christmassy, I'm going to make it more wintry, so that way it can stretch into the January season as well. So I want to show you guys how I'm going to do this. It's going to be in phases because I'm going to have to let the paint dry, etc. And I'm working on a very small, my desk, which is fairly cluttery and small. So I'm going to do my best to make this as visual as I can. So, okay, so basically, and this is such a fun, inexpensive thing to make, because it's basically, you can use your stash, and the actual end piece that you start with, I guess not the end piece, but the beginning, is a brown paper bag. So I did it to look like kind of like a tree. I know there's probably like a glare on it, but now I want to show you guys. So this is my current journal, and it is extremely fluffy because of course it's Christmas, but in November as well. So it is, yeah, it's got, my daughter picked it up last night. She goes, this thing is heavy. And so I'm gonna go ahead and, because this journal would not fit in here, right? Because look how thick it is. So I'm gonna make this bag a little bigger. I took this as part of a way to collect ephemera along the way. But this is gonna, I want to make it a little bit bigger just because of, I know how my journals end up at the end. They are very fluffy, and I want to make sure that I can fit my journals in my bag. The other thing, so basically I'm gonna kind of go over, I'll just talk about the supplies, so if you want to check your stash. So I'm going to do a brown paper bag. You can also do one from Amazon, which I'm going to kind of look at that for this next one. This was just a bag that I picked up from the grocery store. Some material to line it with. I'm going with this. I hope it's big enough. But this is one that I had in my stash, and it's a big piece, but I've cut around on it so much that I'm hoping it will fit the size of my bag. I'm going to be using, so that's the inside, some trims to decorate it. I did use some grommets to create my closure, and to, of course, for my charm. Yes, we're going to be making a cute little charm for it. And then, of course, whatever you want to do on your cover. I'm actually going to be using one of my art pieces. This is the Mad for Plaid. She looks like this if you print her out the full size. But this is the smaller 4x6s, which is, I did this size. So I printed both of them out because I don't know how big my journal page is going to be. Of course, you could do a little bit bigger too, but I do want the look of the woodsy colors. I kind of did like a tree type woodsy color. So yeah, so let's get to it. Okay. Oh, and if you want to use a Mad for Plaid, I do have them in my shop as a printable, so I'll leave that link below as well. Okay, so I have these I collected. I have my HEB brand, which is like if you are Texas. I'm going to see if I can move this up a little bit further here. Okay, so if you're from Texas, this is our main HEB, is our main grocery stores mostly here. I mean, we have other ones, but that's, if you see it, you're like, oh yeah, HEB. And then this is a Amazon bag, which is like ginormous. So I think that could definitely be a trick too, but let's see if this would do the trick. So I basically, what I did was, you can see on this side of it, I'd say just the fold, and then this is the only thing I sewed on this project, you guys, is the yarn. I used I think I actually punched holes, or I used a real thick needle or something like that, but I had already sealed it with glue, so I just did that as more of a decorative look. So what I would like to do is have, to keep a fold on one side is my trick, my idea, but it's definitely something that isn't necessary. I think what I did with this one was I cut it right down the middle, and then I worked from it that way. On the Amazon, let's see here, because see, it's a pretty sturdy bag itself, and it already has the fold on this side. So if I did my journal like that, it's kind of got a fold in there. See how it's folded? I don't know if that would, I'd have to glue that together, but that would definitely work as well. Let's see which one's more thicker. It doesn't matter because you line it with material too. So I think for easier, not so many cuts, since that one is a little bit folded, this is flat on the ends here, I'm going to use this Amazon. So I'm just going to put my journal down in the middle of it and cut. I have all, you guys, I cannot wait. It's the dream is coming true of having my studio done out in the garage. Brazos, my daughter, is helping me, and she's so organized, and my dream is coming true. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to go ahead and cut down the middle. What I mean by my dream coming true is I want to have more room. Now, I know I never typically get an Amazon bag that big, you guys, so that was a rarity, but definitely a brown paper bag would work. So again, I want to make sure, I should have cut it a little wider. Let me cut the top here and see what we got. I'm going to cut that seam off. Okay, that way it opens it up. And I think that will do it. I'm just trying to see how it fits in there. So I could actually even cut it one more time and I would be okay with it. Having that on the edge there, this kind of makes it a little better. I'm going to leave that fold in there. I thought about like gluing it down over here on the side, but I'm not going to do that. So, let's see. I don't want to make it too big. Okay. So I'm going want to trim it just a teeny tiny bit more. And then I'll show you the next step. And what I'm going to do is do this in steps. Some of it off camera because, I mean, I'll do the step, but then like, for example, I'm going to paint this side. And then off camera, I'll paint the other side because that way it's the same process on both sides. But I'm going to have to paint this, let it dry, and then do the other side. So I am using acrylic paint. I didn't do any kind of base. This is bark brown, and then I used some like lighter browns, and then this is like a darker green, and then a lighter green to highlight it a little bit. So yeah, so let's go ahead and start painting, and I'll show you kind of what let me move my washi tape out of the way here. So bark brown, and you know, it's going to take quite a bit, so I'm just going to plop it down on here. And I have this really wide brim paintbrush, so I'm just going to really dry brush it. Maybe add a little bit of water just to get it moving. And what's so much fun about this is if you wanted to do it, if you didn't want to go with the earthy tones, you could do you could do any color you wanted. But something about this time of the year, just the sweet, I read somewhere, and I made a sticker many years ago. It's actually part of some of my winter sticker sets. Is sweet silence. You know, it's just because what I love about winter is you don't have the you know, the bugs you don't hear any bugs. You go outside and it literally is just like the silence, you know, and I love that. Of course, around here sometimes you hear the yelling of the coyotes, which is not a fun sound. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and just cover it with brown. The nice thing about acrylic is it dries really, really quickly. So this will not take that long at all to dry. And then what I'm going to do is come in here with like some highlights. Now, I know you're going, oh, you can see the lettering through here. I know. But I'm going to be covering up one of this, maybe this side or the other side. But I'm just going to come in here and just kind of dry brush this. I mean, it's not necessarily dry because we've had paint on it, but I can use the same paintbrush, and I'm just going to highlight the areas like that, just so you kind of give it some different color look like the bark. And then I'm going to come in here and paint all this as well. The big happy. Don't you love, I'm loving the Amazon commercials where they go, woo! Yeah, I have that in my head. So yeah, so I'm going to do this to this side, let it dry, turn it over, and do it to the other side. And then also, this is also where I also come in with some green, like this is the leaf green. That's why I really wanted to do it more. For example, haven't used this in a while. I used to get so upset when I would have this part of my acrylic paint, you know, because it's like, you haven't been painting with me, because I love to paint. And so, but like, you could just come in here and do little wispies of green, just to give it that greenery, woodsy look. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to finish off the edges. Once this dries, start on the other side, and then I'll be back and show you guys the next step. Okay, now that I have both sides painted, I'm going to be opening this up and adding the material. But the more I'm looking at the size and me being able to fit this journal in there, the more I'm second guessing the size of this bag. So, this may be for a future journal and not my funky chunky Christmas journal. Okay, so, but we're gonna see. I do want to finish my sleeve up. So I think what I'm gonna do is, I noticed that when I talked about having that extra additional fold in here, I am gonna cut that so I can lay that out flat. I was thinking the inside wouldn't work with adding the inside wouldn't work with that fold in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the bottom so that I open it up completely like that. And we have this. So I'm thinking, as I mentioned before, having one side folded may not work for this project, because being that this is a huge, you guys, a huge, look at my journal. I mean, it would fit, but we're talking, this is like mega compared to the original one that I created. Look at that. That's like almost a size more. So what we can do is I can cut off this right here, and then we'll just stitch down both sides, or glue down both sides, which is not that big of a deal. So I'm just going to cut this fold out. And if you're using a regular brown paper bag, you could keep the fold in there, or do the same thing, make two different, it's like cutting material, you know, you're just going to glue them together. I mean, eventually glue them together. And if you see that shiny, I ripped the bag, so I just put a piece of tape over it, but that's where I'm going to put that's going to be my cover to this will be my cover that I cover up with the decorations. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is take the material. Again, this is a fairly large sleeve, so I'm thinking I may cut it down, because this is about this. Is this a regular? Oh, this is about a journal that I made out of a brown paper bag. Let me get a composition book so we can look at that. Okay, so here's a composition book that I've made into like a junk planner. That's coming down the pipe later. So let's just say I wanted a sleeve for my composition book. It kind of brings on a different level of size, if you ask me, because I seriously, I didn't realize how big this was until I had it painted and I was trying to work with it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is huge. So what I'm going to do is, I do love this size, this height. So I think I'm just going to use it as a guide and cut this down a little bit more. Just a little bit. And again, if you want to be precise, your paper cutter, but I'm just guessing on the sizes. Okay. So I'm going to cover the inside with material, and I'm going to just use fabric tack glue. So I'm going to kind of just get out some better scissors. Where does this end? Let me turn it over. Good thing about using plaid, you can measure it on the stripes. Again, I'm going to cut a little bit bigger, and then once I glue it down, I will cut it, I'll trim the sizes out. And this is where you can really get creative and start using different types of material. Okay, so I'm going to use fabric glue. And just really generously put it. I have some brand new glue, but I'm going to try to use up what I got. Maybe. Let me go get my glue. Let me go get my new glue. Okay, so I have already generously put it around the edges, because that's really where I want it to stick. And then I'm just going to kind of go and just put some random swirls. Now my goal is I'm going to come in here and do probably another stitching with yarn, so that'll create a good closure. But again, this is kind of a tattered looking little book sleeve here I'm making, and I'm totally okay with it being like fringy and not perfectly smooth edges. The main thing is getting it all the way to the edge. And making sure that it gets sealed around that edge. All right. And then if you have, again, I'm going to come in here and do some fancy little stitching. It's not going to be sewing it together, because this is just, but it's just to make it pretty. Okay, so I'm going to do this to the other side as well, and then we'll come back and put it together. Okay, so I have both sides glued. I trimmed it down just a teeny tiny bit more, just because I was not really, I still thought it was a little too big, but it is still bigger than the other one. So I am going to add, I don't know if I did hot glue or regular glue, but I'm going to do both glues just to be on the safe side of really having this this stick to one another. So let me peel this off here, and I'm literally going to just go down. I think that's the one I fought with a minute ago. We're going to move on with the different one. Oh, I don't know if you heard Brad. We're trying to get up my cappuccino machine that I've had for, you know, maybe 4 years. That has never been worked. And so she's bound and determined to get it working for us. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just very complex. My son got it for me, which I'm truly grateful, because I've always wanted to be, like, that was always on my bucket list, to be a barista, you know, in one point in my life, which is still may happen, because I have many years more to do things, right? Okay, so I'm going to put this on. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do another line. I want to really make sure I put this so that it really does stick. I've never had any issues with this fabric tack not sticking, but okay. And then we're going to take the top and add it to, line it up and add it to the bottom of that. Make sure it's all the way around, squish it. Okay, and that we're going to let dry. Okay, in the meantime, I got my hot glue gun going. We're going to add our pretties to the cover and decorate it up. So last time I used like a really thick, one of those thicker type of felts. But this particular, I ended up printing out one a little bit bigger because since my book bag is going to be, or book pouch is going to be a little bigger, I went ahead and this image, then I went ahead and decided I was going to use just regular felt. But the reason I do felt is it just kind of adds a little bit more stability. You don't have to. You could do material. You don't even have to do material. You could literally just glue your image down. But I like to, I don't know, I really like the way that the last one turned out. So that's what I'm going to do this one. I did print this on heavy cardstock. And I think I did it at 80% is the size. But you can see the difference between the 50%, the 100%. So, okay. So I went back and forth and I thought we could do our decision. So this actually, this felt I have is a lot thicker. You know, it's a more sturdier felt. And then this is just a thicker felt, but it's not as stiff. But I'm really thinking, I like the green. So as I was kind of looking and picking out different materials and things for this project, I started noticing that what I really liked about her was that I put some pink in her, and even though we're doing this whole plaid thing, she's got some pink. So I actually have found some vintage pink velvet ribbon that I'm going to be using to decorate, and this trim that I have as well, which is very, very girly and frilly and pink. So I thought with, let's just kind of leave this bundled up here, and then let's switch out to see which one looks better. So I do like the green, and I like the white too, but it doesn't give me that that warm, in my opinion, warm, cozy vibes of fall. So I'm going to go with the green, and I like green and pink together anyway. And I'm just going to kind of like outline her. Actually, I could go ahead and glue her on here. And I'm going to use fabric glue again to glue her down. And then I'm just going to kind of add some in the middle. The key is to get it on those edges. But I'm going to outline it with some trim to really secure that. Secure that paper to the felt. And then I'm just going to cut it. We don't have to cut a straight line. We could do like a curve if I wanted to, or pinking shears would have looked really cute. I don't know where my pinking shears are right off the bat. I need to clean. I've been delinquent on cleaning my scissors, so now it's like got sticky stuff on it and a piece of hair or something. Okay. It's a little thinner on these sides. Alright, and I didn't leave much edge on there. I wish I would have done a little bit more, but it's okay. We are moving forward. Okay, so let's see here. I actually, if I wanted to as well, I'm just thinking, because I like color, you know, so I feel like maybe if I added some material on the back side. Would the pink go with that? Or would it be too much? Of course, I like being bold and not necessarily making it match. I like these frayed edges too. We can fray these edges a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just keep adding the layers. What's really cool, and I thought about doing this with this felt, but then I decided not on this one, is you can make it into like a pocket to where the front is behind like the picture. You could do like a pocket and leave the top opened. That's kind of a good idea for putting your pencils and journaling supplies. Secure that down, cut it out. I'm going to leave kind of an edge on here. And the thing is that over time, as you carry this around, if you add material, it's going to fray, which kind of, I like that look as well. Okay. Okay. So, next, let's add some pink velvety. I do not even know where I got this at. Probably Warrington. Knowing me, I probably got it in. The original price was $2.89, so okay. So I don't know whether I want to do it underneath. Oh, and then I found these little vintage sprays that I got in Maine when I went, and I thought I could take some of these out and glue them on here. So these are a maybe, so I'm going to put them over here so I don't forget about them. Okay, so with this particular, I am actually going to, let's see how this takes the hot glue, if it melts it or not. This ribbon. Oh, it changed it to discoloration. Okay, so I'm going to actually do fabric fix then. I don't know if it will clear it out or not, but I don't want to risk it. Okay. And then add this on top. Last time I did some lace as well. It seems like I actually put the lace down first. I know I have some lace. I just grabbed some. But That is so odd. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Adds just a little bit of feminine to it, I think. Ooh, and against that pretty velvet, that's really pretty. This, I will use the glue, the hot glue. Just have to be careful not to burn my fingers. Okay, and then I'm gonna, whoops, finish this part, and then I'll glue the picture. Middle. And I don't know if I want to leave this, let's see, leave this kind of like where it's not, well, no, I'll go ahead and glue it down. I was thinking about leaving that edge open, but I think it would look eventually kind of fold maybe. Go quickly with my hot glue around here. Okay. Eek, 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 eek. Whew. Okay. We got that down. Now we get to have the fun of adding the little things all around. I did have some snowflakes that I thought about putting on here, and I'll be darned if I think I left them in the other room. And I can always come back and add snowflakes. But so before we add the decor, I do want to put a trim on the top just to make it a little bit more secure. What I did on this other one was I put material. Actually, this was a ribbon type material. But I actually am thinking, the only thing is I do want to put my grommets on here to have a closure. So I might want to go ahead and add something flat. I have this. This is a ribbon. This is the type of ribbon. Was that material? I just think that just kind of adds a little, then that, even though it's like plaid, you're mixing florals now. I just love the combination. So let's do that. And I bought this. This I did buy it at Warrington. I came across a booth that had a ton of ribbon and I bought all of it. Vintagey ribbon. And then I saw a lot of the same type of ribbon when we went to Maine at my favorite Claudette's place. Oh shoot, I gotta see what I'm doing over there. I just started gluing and putting it down and wasn't paying attention. I'm going to wrap it around the front here. I think I've actually included this ribbon in some of the kits that we've had. close that up. And I could wrap it around just to close it off too as well. Okay. All right. Then I could still come and add, I don't know where I want to add this, if I am even going to add it now, because it just looks so cute like that. I do like to add pom-poms, so let's see what we got over here. I have some green. Okay, I went and got some pink pom-pom trim, so I'm going to put this down first and then come back and do, finish it off with the green pom-pom on top. And that way I have like a pink, then green, pink, then green. Another glue stick. Whoops, that one's still going strong. Using this glue stick to glue it down. Afraid to get my fingers burnt. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and trim this so I can work more easily. Oops. I probably could move this. I found my I think I mentioned it last time, I've had this mat. You can easily paint on it, glue on it, and then it wipes easily clean. But I've had it forever. I just found it. I think I did mention that in last video. Okay. Bring it around. Okay. Then get my green pom-pom and kind of go in between the pink. I'm gonna take some precision here. Oh yeah, that looks cute. A combination of every other one. Very cute, I like that. Eek. Whoops. So we had this garland. I think I told you that we went with a smaller tree this year. I got glue all over, coming all over the place. And I put this garland up. Well, I hung all the different ornaments because the kids have gotten ornaments every year, you know. So I have like tons of ornaments, different themes for the year. Like one year we did robots, one year we did minions. So it's just a variety of different kind of every year a different kind of ornaments. So anyway, with the tree I didn't get to put all of the ornaments out, but I still wanted to show them around the house. And I think I mentioned it, I really like the way it turned out. Well, the one, we have this little kind of entryway. Our house is literally looks like you're walking into the 1980s. Just the inside construction, or the way it's constructed. And so it has these like old pillars and stuff between the dining room and the living room. And oh my gosh, so I put these, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself over here on the pom-poms. Okay, so I put my I put some ornaments. Well, my husband keeps hitting his head on, I have an Oscar Mayer Wiener one ornament and he keeps hitting his head, and it's like, he's like, do something. So today I spent some of the day trying to like fix that, put the garland up more so it doesn't hang, and then it was uneven, and anyway, it looks, I think I turned it into like a funky junky garland because it was completely uneven. And that way it didn't hit his head anymore. Okay, now that I got glue all over my fingers, this is some very stringy glue. Okay. Yay, it's so cute. I guess the reason I was saying is because I see this little extra pom-pom just kind of loitering around, but I'm going to go with it. It's funky junky, you know, and it's so cute. Okay, so while I got up, I did find my snowflakes, and I had this greenery. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. I bought it from Dollar Tree. It's very messy, glittery goodness, but I had originally bought it for my journal. Whoa, yeah, glitter everywhere. But I thought, you know, stopping by the woods, you have this kind of greenery here. Maybe not that big. I don't know. Where's my Tim Holtz scissors? Those are the best things to cut wire with. As far as scissors are concerned, what did I do with them? Hate to use my good scissors, but let me see if I can. Yeah, it's pretty good wire on there. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, look at all the glitter. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use this. Let's see if I can cut this. Yeah, every time I pull this out, I'm going to leave a glitter trail. Which, you know, I don't mind. It'll eventually all come off. But it looks so cute as a little cluster, so I'm going to do that. Okay, and then let's see what we have in here. This is so cute, and it has these little pink flowers on there. Should have brought my wire cutters over here. Oh, that one worked. Pull this one down too. Okay, and then, man, let's get messy. I am getting messy. And then I think I'm going to like maybe use one of these mini pine cones. Ooh, I like these leaves. Do a couple of leaves and then this pine cone. Now I'm thinking if I add this in my bag, you know, I want it to be able to withhold the abuse of the bag, you know. Ooh, hot. And then these cute little flowers. You know, I really wish I had a flat flower versus these, because I don't know if these would take the abuse of the bag, you know? I'm going to put those away because I'll put those in another spot. But this pine cone may take the abuse of the bag. It's pretty small. I don't know. I'm kind of like poking it with my nail and it's like crumbling. Okay. Let's see what we got. I think I'm going to have to go with plan B for that. I have this decorative trim. Let's see what I can do with it. And then I can put a snowflake right here. Well, it's pretty good on there now. It's pretty stuck on there. Let me kind of... I love these little felt snowflakes. I've used a ton of them in my journal. Or they're also, these are like foam, I think. Foam is what I meant, not felt. Let me get all these out. I got these in a happy, kind of a, when we did our swap at our Christmas event, I got a bunch of, that's where this little treat bag came from. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start, let me get some of the glitter off. And let's add this trim. I don't know how long this video is going to be, you guys. But it's been so fun. I hope you guys make one too for your journal, or your planner. Ay, come back over there. And then I'm going to put this right there. Yikes. Okay. Let's go ahead and follow this pretty little floral trim around the edge of the picture. Yikes. I need another glue stick. I thought I got enough glue sticks to do this project. Let me grab another glue stick. Where? They're right over there. I need to just keep this container on my desk because I have been using the glue sticks this season. Okay, so and then I'm going to finish it off. I'll go ahead and cut it. kind of go off beat here. There. Tuck this little guy back underneath that leaf. There we go. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Okay, and then I could always come in and add a little sparkly snowflake. Just to give it some dimension. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Just put it right on that art piece. So sparkly, so pretty. Alrighty. Now, let's add our grommets, and I got glue everywhere, but let's add our grommets for our closure and our charm. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see. I think I could punch it both right here in the middle. Does that look like about the middle? Maybe move it over just a little bit. Good enough. Punch it through. And then I just realized what these little flat things were for. I'm going to grab a couple of those out. Oh, here they are. I've never really used them, but I had ordered some other ones, and they came in, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize I put them on the back side, because I always use the ones in scrapbooking world, you know. Whoops, sorry, little ginger lady. And I've never had to I never really worried about putting them on the back side, and then I'm like, well, looky there, I just learned something. Okay, this goes right in there, maybe. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. Maybe change it up. I think that's a small one, actually. Oh Lord, what did I do? Okay, let me try it again, because it really didn't shut it very well. There we go, that did the trick. Ow, man. I'm injuring myself with the grommet, and my gingerbread are wanting to like go everywhere. We'll just move them over for just a second. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, I am so excited to be moving into my bigger space, hopefully in January, you guys. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Because I want to have a space for my sewing machine. I want to have a space for painting, for shipping, for packaging. still not quite as tight as I want it to be. There it goes. Sometimes I guess it needs a break in between the squeezing. There, it looks so cute. And then I'm going to put one over on this side for my little charm, but I need to glue this down. And that's the thing with these kind of projects, especially since you're using glue and not sewing, I sometimes have to come in and kind of do like a little glue addition here and there. And okay, so I'm going to punch a hole over here for my charm. So I'm just going to see which side is better. Usually over on this side. I'm not going to worry about putting a backing on this one because it's going to just probably stick just fine without it. Okay. All right. Put that aside. There we have her. So cute. Okay, so I found in my supplies of fun, I'm going to put these back in here. Keep my area a little clean here. I found this cute little lantern ornament, which I think would be so cute as a charm. I was thinking about making a larger charm, but I'm just going to add this for now because it's kind of going with my Stopping by the Woods theme. And I actually thought I need to put a bell because, you know, the poem talks about a bell. And I might add a little bit of different twine for, actually, let's see. I think it looks pretty cute, but I might add a little bow as well on this. So I didn't use some of my goodies that I thought I was going to use, like this beautiful trim. I mean, I could go crazy, but I still think I might come in and do a stitch along the bottom. Maybe. That's what I did with this one. I showed you earlier, is I basically just took needle and thread and needle and yarn and sewed around the edges just to give it a little bit more coloring. But I could also come in here with like a white marker and even do some stamping around there. But with my closure, I can use just about anything. Let me see if I can find some ribbon. Here's a really pretty green ribbon that I think would look really a pretty closure to kind of go with the coloring. And I think what's really fun about this is you could do a Christmas themed one. Valentine's is our next holiday. You could do Valentine's themed one. There's so many possibilities with these, and it's just using your stash, you know. You can decorate. I thought it would be, if I would have done this sooner for Christmas, I would have decorated like a tree with pom-poms or something, but I really wanted to do something that would go through January as well. Plus I love the theme of the winter, stopping by the woods, you know, all the goodies, all the good things that come with winter. I know there's some bad things too, but I don't get to experience the snow, so I don't. We're what, 47 today, and on Monday we're gonna be in the 80s. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, you guys. Well, I am so glad you joined me. I feel like I need to add another snowflake over here, but maybe I'm doing too much. Is there such a thing as too much? Never. But I'm really happy with it, how it turned out. And then, like, for example, if I wanted to put my new planner in there, I could put my new planner and have it a safe haven for it to be stored. And then I could also put all kind of things in there, like markers and things like that. The only do y'all want me to see if I can fit my chunky journal? I hear my husband yelling, so I'm gonna see real quick. And it does not yeah, it does fit. Ooh, but I don't want it. I feel like I'm gonna tear this up. So all right, well, husband calls, gotta go. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.